This was the moment when we began to provide care for the sick. This was the moment when the rise of the oceans began to slow and our planet began to heal. It's no news that politics is a dark game, and the secrets Tucker Carlson just revealed about Barack Obama have proven that. Tucker Carlson has made allegations against Obama of criminal offenses the former US president supposedly committed 2 years ago. Just ask the obvious question, what was Obama like? In fact, is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like, what is this? It definitely wasn't Barack's first. Not only did Tucker get support from someone with a well-known criminal record to back his claims, but he's still intent on turning the world against Obama. To make matters worse, Barack Obama isn't the only US president with an issue with the law. What were the shocking secrets Tucker leaked that, if proven with more evidence, could end Barack's positive reputation? And who is the second US president on the verge of being imprisoned? Keep watching as we reveal what has happened behind the scenes of federal operations over the past few months. Tucker Carlson exposed Barack Obama's corruption. The feud between Tucker Carlson and Barack Obama all started in September 2022 when Tucker ran a popular show on Fox News with millions of viewers. But in April, he was suddenly fired without an apparent reason given by Fox. Carlson believes it was because of the media company's settlement with Dominion Voting Systems, but both Fox and Dominion deny any connection between his firing and the settlement. Even with the humiliation, Carlson quickly started a new show on X, formerly Twitter, called Tucker on Twitter. By mid-2023, he started using cheap tactics to stay relevant, and you'll be disappointed by them. He would invite controversial guests on his show just to boost ratings. Although everything about Carlson is distasteful, he reached a new low in September 2023. In a desperate attempt for attention, he interviewed a man named Larry Sinclair, who made outrageous claims about having taken drugs and having sexual encounters with Barack Obama while the former president was working in the Illinois government before his rise to power. I had given Barack $250 to pay for. I start putting a line on a CD trip to snort, and next thing I know he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. Sinclair has claimed that he was not the only person who had drug-related activities with Obama, but unfortunately, there are no other supporters to back his claim because of the alleged murders orchestrated by Obama's campaign. Sinclair, who already has a well-known criminal background and seems to specialize in deceitful activities, has been standing on these allegations for about 15 years. Despite numerous news outlets dedicating substantial resources to investigating these claims, no one has ever been able to substantiate them. It is pretty confusing that while Sinclair says that Obama was involved in drug use and engaging in sexual activities at the Comfort Inn in Chicago, I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke, I start putting a line on a CD try, no one else seems to know about these events or illegal activities at all. This is also particularly strange considering that, during the time in question, Obama held a public position as an Illinois politician. Until now, these claims are still unverifiable because of the alleged murder of all witnesses or simply because the entire claim is just utter nonsense. Americans have had no choice but to believe the latter is the case, seeing as there is no evidence to support his claim. It makes you wonder what the reason behind Carlson bringing up a discredited conspiracy theory about Obama was. Did he find some new evidence that supported Sinclair's claims, or was there even any newly discovered proof? Actually, no, that's not the case. Carlson just wanted to spend 40 minutes being racist, homophobic, and attempting to humiliate Obama. The segment, which was shown on the night of September 4 last year, contained subtle racist remarks. For instance, Carlson claimed that nobody could pronounce Obama's name, even though it is actually effortless to pronounce, and thinly veiled homophobia. Carlson made sure to show his audience that he firmly identified as heterosexual and that he would physically harm any man who made advances toward him. After the interview, Twitter was filled with conservative individuals sharing homophobic jokes about Obama. If you think about it, Carlson himself didn't really seem to believe the things he was talking about. He wasn't saying that the claims were valid, but he thought they were believable. But it's doubtful that he genuinely thought so. The broadcast wasn't convincing at all. The only thing that Carlson could say in favor of Sinclair's credibility was that a known fraudster was willing to swear under oath that what he said was true. In the so-called interview, Carlson didn't question Sinclair or ask for proof. He mainly focused on scandalous details and made surprised facial expressions. He repeatedly kept saying the words, interesting and amazing, yet it's questionable whether anyone else found the segment intriguing and extraordinary. The interview wasn't just silly, it was uninteresting, the stories of delusional people usually are. Elon Musk, who sometimes talks about conspiracy theories, was even surprised by the interview. He said on Twitter that Sinclair's claims need to be proven with real evidence, not just words from someone with a questionable past. Musk basically said that the whole thing was not looking good for Sinclair and could be harmful. The real issue is not about Obama, but how Carlson and Twitter have gone downhill. Carlson no longer acts like a journalist and instead tries to provoke people. Twitter used to be a good place for news, but now it's full of false information. While all this was happening, Obama was unbothered and busy writing books, kite surfing, and simply enjoying his life. Carlson may have wanted to embarrass Obama, but he embarrassed himself. As if all that drama wasn't enough, Tucker Carlson isn't the only one who has ever leaked secrets about President Obama. Keep watching because things just got even more interesting. Associated Press versus the Obama administration. In January 2015, it was revealed by the Associated Press that the Department of Justice, under the orders of President Obama, had secretly monitored AP reporters. The purpose behind this surveillance was most likely an effort to suppress internal leaks. The Justice Department obtained 2-month telephone records specifically targeting more than 20 different phone lines associated with the news agency. These lines included those used by reporters for their cell phones, office phones, and even home phones. The impact of this action could potentially affect over 100 staff members. The AP President and Chief Executive Officer, Gary Pewitt, strongly condemned this action, referring to it as a massive and unprecedented intrusion. He demanded an explanation from the DOJ regarding their motives for pursuing these records. Pewitt also insisted that the government return the phone records and ensure the destruction of any other existing copies. In a letter addressed to Attorney General Eric Holder, he expressed his strong disapproval of the extensive collection of telephone communications involving the Associated Press and its reporters. According to him, these records can potentially expose confidential sources used in all of the AP's news-gathering activities over 2 months. They also provide detailed information about the AP's news operations, which the government cannot access. He also accused the government of violating the AP's First Amendment rights, stating that this action by the Department of Justice significantly the interference with the news agency's constitutional rights to gather and report news did not end there. The Department of Justice informed the AP about the secret surveillance but did not explain why they obtained the records from April and May 2012. The records include details of calls made and received on reporters' personal phones as well as office lines in New York, Hartford, and Washington, D.C., including the House of Representatives line. The AP speculated that the surveillance might have been an attempt to identify the government insider who leaked information about a thwarted Yemen terror plot, which the AP reported in May 2012. The AP mentioned that prosecutors had previously requested this information from the agency and its reporters, but the news agency refused to cooperate. The DOJ collected phone records of 5 reporters and 1 editor who worked on that particular story, according to the AP. During an interview with The Washington Post, an attorney representing the AP was concerned that the breach would negatively impact the agency's ability to gather and share news effectively. The lawyer, David Schultz, said the privacy breach ruins AP's news-gathering efforts, as sources may hesitate to speak with journalists if they believe they are being used as tools for investigations by prosecutors. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case here. The American Civil Liberties Union also strongly criticized the confiscation, labeling it as an unacceptable misuse of authority. Ben Wisner, the director of the ACLU's Speech, Privacy, and Technology Project, talked about the importance of press freedom in a democracy, as there has always been confidential communication between reporters and their sources. The Obama administration's surveillance of journalists has made many concerned about press freedom and the ability of reporters to protect their sources and maintain confidentiality. The Associated Press has demanded transparency, the recovery of their phone records, and adherence to journalistic principles. This incident has sparked a public debate on finding a middle ground between national security and civil liberties. While addressing security breaches is important, it is equally important to protect the rights of journalists and the public's right to access information. The acts of the Department of Justice in this case have raised worries about the government's intrusion into journalists' privacy and the potential threat to press freedom. It's strange that the entire case died down after the AP revealed the secret, and there has been no update on whether President Obama was guilty. What's interesting in all of this is that Obama isn't the only president accused of alleged shady activities and being on the wrong side of the law. Even current President Joe Biden has had quite a lot to worry about regarding his reputation, and you won't believe the news he's in. Joe Biden's secrets being revealed all started last December. He deceived Americans by claiming he had no contact with his family's foreign business partners, but the truth certainly cannot be hidden in bank records. The evidence presented by the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability, which includes bank records and witness testimonies, clearly shows that Joe Biden truly had interactions with almost all of his son Hunter Biden's foreign business partners. The president had phone conversations, attended dinners and meetings, and even had coffee with these people. Among them were Russian and Kazakhstan oligarchs, an executive from Burisma, and Chinese nationals who collectively channeled millions of dollars to his son. Devon Archer was a business partner of Hunter Biden, who is the son of Joe Biden. Archer and Hunter Biden worked together on many business deals, especially with foreign companies. But one day, Archer decided to tell the truth about what he knew about the Biden family's business dealings. He became a whistleblower, which means he reported wrongdoing to the authorities. Archer testified or told his story to a group of people who investigated wrongdoing. He told them that Joe Biden, the president, was directly involved in Hunter's foreign business dealings. This was surprising because Joe had said he didn't know much about his son's business, but Archer said that wasn't true. He said Joe Biden was very involved and even helped Hunter make deals with foreign companies. Archer's testimony was very important because it implicated Joe Biden in a corruption scheme. This means that Joe Biden might have done something wrong, like using his power as president to help his son make money. This is not allowed and is considered corruption. Archer's testimony was shocking because Americans did not expect the president to be involved in such an offense. This is very serious and could have dire consequences for Joe Biden and his family. A big storm cloud is hanging over the Biden family, and everyone is waiting to see what will happen next. The investigators are now looking into what Archer said, and they might ask more questions or look at documents to see if his statement is true. If they find evidence that Joe Biden truly committed the offenses he has been accused of, he could be in big trouble. He might even have to leave his job as president. Archer's testimony has been very detailed and specific. He has said that Hunter Biden made many deals with foreign companies and that Joe Biden was very involved. He has even said that Joe Biden met with foreign business leaders to help Hunter make these deals. This is very suspicious because Joe Biden might have used his power as president to help Hunter make money. For example, Archer has said that Hunter made a deal with a Chinese company to invest in a Ukrainian energy company. That's not all. He has also said that Joe Biden met with the Chinese business leaders, and then Hunter made the deal. This is very concerning because it looks like Joe Biden might have used his power as president to help Hunter make the deal. Archer has also said that Hunter made many other deals with foreign companies and that Joe Biden was involved in many of these deals. He has said that Hunter even made a deal with a Russian company and that Joe Biden met with the Russian business leaders to help Hunter make the deal. This is very suspicious because the Biden family might have been involved in a corruption scheme. Archer's testimony has caused a big stir, and many people are now investigating the Biden family's business dealings. They are looking at documents and emails, and they are even talking to other people who might have information. This could have big consequences for the Biden family. If the Biden family is found to have been involved in corruption, they could face severe penalties, like fines or even jail time. If you think it's far-fetched, there are literal proofs of his corruption. The Devon Archer and Joe Biden drama continues. Devon Archer mentioned that he knew of at least 20 occasions when then Vice President Biden had conversations on speakerphone with Hunter Biden's foreign business partners. The Democrats want people to think these calls with then Vice President Biden were just about casual topics like the weather. In February 2014, then Vice President Joe Biden had a meal with wealthy individuals from Russia and Kazakhstan who sent millions of dollars to Hunter Biden and his business partners. In April 2015, then Vice President Biden ate with Hunter Biden's foreign business partners, including Vadim Pozharsky from the Ukrainian company Burisma. At that time, Burisma was under investigation by Ukrainian Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin for corrupt practices. Then, the former Vice President Biden had a meeting over coffee with Jonathan Li, who is a business associate of Hunter Biden in China. During this meeting, Vice President Biden also took the time to write a letter of recommendation for Li's daughter, showing his support and willingness to help. Moving forward to 2015, Vice President Biden hosted a gathering at his official residence for Hunter Biden, Devon Archer, and other individuals involved in business ventures. The main topic of discussion during this gathering was the selection of a new leader for the United Nations. Interestingly, a government official from Kazakhstan who had a keen interest in securing the UN position attended both dinners at Café Milano alongside Vice President Biden. It is worth noting that during this time, Vice President Biden used the pseudonym Robert L. Peters to maintain confidentiality. In 2016, Vice President Biden's staff informed him about a call with the President of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko. What makes this even more intriguing is that Hunter Biden, who was serving on the board of the Ukrainian company Burisma, was copied on the official email regarding this call. On December 4, 2015, Eric Sharon, a business partner of Biden, sent an email to Kate Bingfield, who worked in the vice president's office. The email contained suggested quotes to be used in response to media inquiries about Hunter Biden's involvement with Burisma, a Ukraine-based company that deals with energy. Later that same day, Kate Bingfield replied to Eric Sharon, mentioning that the vice president had approved the quotes. After a meeting of the board of directors of Burisma in Dubai on the evening of December 4, 2015, Hunter Biden reportedly made a call to Washington, D.C. According to Devon Archer, this call discussed the pressure that Burisma had requested Hunter Biden to help alleviate. In May 2017, James Geiler, who was associated with the Biden family, emailed Hunter Biden and other associates. The email was about splitting the profits from their business deal with CFC, a company linked to the Chinese Communist Party. In the email, Geiler mentioned that Joe Biden would be entitled to 10% of the profits. Tony Bobulinski, a former associate of the Biden family, has verified this information. It gets more serious. On May 20, 2017, James Geiler informed Tony Bobulinski, another business associate, that it would be best not to mention Joe's involvement unless they were speaking face-to-face. James acknowledged that Tony was already aware of this but emphasized that they needed to be cautious due to others being overly suspicious. In an email dated September 21, 2017, Hunter Biden stated that Joe Biden was his business partner and even provided Joe Biden's personal cell phone number for verification if the recipient required it. Correspondence also revealed that Hunter Biden, CFC officials, and Joe Biden intended to share office spaces under the name of Hudson West CFC Biden Foundation. On July 30, 2017, Hunter Biden demanded money from his Chinese business associates and issued a threat, claiming that Joe Biden was there beside him. He warned that if he received any communication regarding the matter from anyone other than the recipient, he would ensure that Joe Biden and his extensive network of contacts would hold a grudge against them indefinitely. Hunter Biden also mentioned on August 3, 2017, that the Biden family was very skilled at fulfilling the chairman's desires within their partnership, dismissing any important disagreements. The chairman in question, Yi Jianming, is a Chinese billionaire with ties to a CCP intelligence gathering agency. Yi said that CFC China aimed to have overseas resources and contribute to the national strategy. During an interview with the FBI in December 2020, Rob Walker disclosed that Joe Biden, while serving as vice president, attended a meeting organized by CFC. It was revealed that Vice President Biden permitted his son, Hunter Biden, to accompany him on Air Force Two during official trips to conduct business globally. This arrangement allowed the Biden family to benefit financially from selling a product known as the brand in at least 15 different countries. Shockingly, Hunter Biden's business associates were reported to have visited the White House on over 80 occasions while Joe Biden held the position of vice president. In February 2014, a report emerged stating that then Vice President Biden met with two of Hunter's business associates from Mexico at the White House. This meeting raised eyebrows and sparked concerns about potential conflicts of interest. Another report from October 2015 revealed that Hunter Biden arranged a video call between his father and his Mexican business partners. The following month, then Vice President Biden hosted these Mexican business partners along with a Biden associate named Jeff Cooper at his official residence. That's not even half of the whole case. The questionable actions continued. In February 2016, then Vice President Biden allowed his son and another Biden associate, Jeffrey Cooper, to travel to Mexico on Air Force Two for a meeting with their business partners. These repeated instances of Joe Biden involving his son and associates in official government matters raise serious questions about the ethical conduct of the Biden family. We need to thoroughly investigate these allegations and determine whether there were any violations of laws or moral standards. The American public deserves to be let in on what's really happening behind the scenes from their elected officials, and it is crucial to ensure that no one is above the law. The implications of these actions, if proven true, could have far-reaching consequences for the Biden family and their reputation. The FBI's Form FD-1023 from June 30, 2020, states that Joe Biden, who was the vice president at that time, was involved in a scheme where he received $5 million in exchange for certain actions. Hunter promised Chinese investors access to his father, Joe Biden. In an email from September 2011, Hunter mentioned that his worth to Chinese investors was not because of himself but because of his family name. In 2019, Hunter texted his daughter, saying that he wouldn't ask for half of her salary like his father would. Still, on Biden's corruption case, Hunter Biden informed lawmakers that his business partner, not a wealthy politician from Kazakhstan, was actually the one who paid for his new Porsche. He clarified that his associate wired the money before having dinner with then Vice President Joseph R. Biden. During his testimony, Hunter Biden admitted that his father occasionally joined his business meetings and even made speakerphone appearances while he interacted with his associates. Notice how he threw his father under the bus and not his unnamed business partner. It goes to show how serious the whole thing is. The transcript, which has 229 pages and was released on February 8 this year, reveals Hunter Biden's determination to refute allegations that his father was involved in securing lucrative business deals that benefited the Biden family and their associates. These deals reportedly resulted in earnings exceeding $20 million from various countries such as Kazakhstan, China, Russia, Ukraine, and others. By 2023, things were not looking up for Joe Biden. In fact, he might wave goodbye to his position earlier than anyone saw coming. On September 12, 2023, Kevin McCarthy, who was serving as the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives at that time, announced an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. The House's Judiciary, Oversight, and Ways and Means committees were responsible for conducting this inquiry. James Comer, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, was appointed to lead the investigation. Before this, Speaker McCarthy had mentioned that a majority House vote would be required for an inquiry. He initiated the inquiry by highlighting that previous House investigations had indicated possible corruption involving Biden and his family. It is important to note that no evidence of wrongdoing by Joe Biden himself had been found in any congressional investigations at that point. The inquiry proceeded with a public hearing on September 28, 2023. Despite no evidence of wrongdoing found by the earlier Comer Committee investigation or the impeachment inquiry, majority House Republicans approved a resolution to formalize the inquiry on December 13, 2023. Democrats voted against the resolution. The impeachment inquiry was winding down by March 2024 due to a lack of evidence and Republican reluctance to proceed with impeachment hearings. Alexander Smirnov, an important person in all the bribery allegations against Joe Biden, was arrested by the FBI on February 15, 2024, for lying to investigators and fabricating a story to damage Biden's re-election campaign, claiming involvement of officials associated with Russian intelligence. Many Republican members of Congress and political analysts viewed the start of the impeachment inquiry as a move by McCarthy to appease stubborn right-wing House members and prevent a potential issue for his speakership. The inquiry coincided with tense negotiations over appropriations bills and the looming government shutdown deadline. Some far-right lawmakers linked impeachment demands to other legislative issues, with Green and Gates making strong statements supporting impeachment votes. Despite McCarthy's decision to launch the inquiry, several far-right House members are adamantly standing on their demands and stance on the speakership. What's your opinion on Joe Biden's probable impeachment, and do you think Barack Obama was guilty of all he was accused of? We would love to know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next updates. Democratic consultant Laura Fink refused to yield to Fox News host Harris Faulkner on Tuesday. Harris Faulkner very bravely disclosed a story with the public that was definitely real, definitely happened, and definitely was not made up, and I thank her for that, because those were some strong words. A very strong anecdote about what she definitely experienced. Brash style eventually earned him his own show, Waters World, and later a permanent spot on the Fox News popular roundtable discussion show. On the other hand, Harris Faulkner has carved out a reputation built on award-winning journalism. Her more formal and serious style of reporting has won her the respect of both viewers and colleagues. Faulkner is a 6-time Emmy Award winner known for her commitment to factual reporting and sharp interviewing skills. As the host of the Faulkner Focus and co-host on Outnumbered, she brought a sense of balance to the network's sometimes heated commentary. During a time of major transitions at Fox News, both Waters and Faulkner have played key roles in shaping the direction of the network. Over the past few years, Fox News has faced various internal changes, including shifts in leadership and program restructuring. This period of transformation has seen the rise of personalities like Waters, who appeal to a younger, more politically charged audience, while Faulkner provided a steady, traditional journalistic voice in the midst of the network's evolution. Amid these changes, Jesse Waters surprised viewers with a shocking on-air announcement during a recent segment of The Five. As the show opened to its usual format, Waters suddenly addressed the topic of Harris Faulkner moving on, leaving audiences stunned. His simple statement sparked an immediate wave of speculation. Was Faulkner leaving the network for good? Was she transitioning into a new role? But that's not all. You won't believe what happened next. The announcement was brief, offering little detail about Faulkner's next steps, which only fueled more speculation. Great pleasure. Joining us now, Harris Faulkner, co-host of Outnumbered and host of the Faulkner Focus on Fox News. Harris, it is wonderful to see you, even if I have to go to Chicago to find you. Viewers immediately took to social media, expressing both confusion and curiosity about what this meant for Fox News and Faulkner's future. Many longtime fans of the network expressed their disappointment, while others speculated about her next move. Could she be heading to another network? Or perhaps she was stepping away from the spotlight altogether. Fox News viewers have always been deeply connected to their favorite hosts, and Faulkner was no exception. Known for her poise and professionalism, she built a loyal following over her years with the network. The sudden news of her departure came as a shock, especially given her prominent role. The fact that Waters, a fellow co-host, was the one to break the news added to the seriousness of the moment. With no official statement from Faulkner herself, rumors began swirling about the reasons behind her departure. Some believe she is preparing to take on a bigger, more prominent role elsewhere, while others wonder if internal changes at Fox had prompted her exit. However, it appears that what Jesse Waters said did not refer to Faulkner leaving Fox News but to the studio renovations that are currently going on at the station. Fox News has been undergoing significant studio renovations, including moving key shows to a revamped Studio B. This shift included Jesse Waters' program and Harris Faulkner's The Faulkner Focus. During an episode of The Five, Waters mentioned this move, offering viewers a glimpse into the changes happening behind the scenes. Hello, everybody, I'm Jesse Waters, along with Judge Jeanine Pirro, Harold Ford Jr., Shannon Bream, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. Waters explained that the move to Studio B was primarily due to the network's effort to modernize its broadcasting spaces, enhancing viewer experiences. He briefly highlighted that both his and Faulkner's shows would now be broadcasting from this newly renovated space, focusing on the improved facilities and what it meant for their programs moving forward. While the announcement was largely centered around the logistics of the move, Waters' tone sparked some speculation. Though he didn't directly state anything about Faulkner's future, some fans wondered if there were hints about potential changes in Faulkner's role at Fox News. Fans and media analysts began questioning whether the move to Studio B indicated a larger transition within the network or even possible future shifts in Faulkner's career. However, Waters did not directly address any potential departure or change in Faulkner's hosting duties on the Faulkner Focus. To this point, no official statements have been made regarding any changes to Faulkner's role beyond the move to the new studio. As of now, it appears that the shift is purely a logistical one tied to the broader renovations at Fox News. On our first day in Studio F here at Fox News headquarters, we got a gorgeous brand new set, and we're sitting around, guess what, a brand new table as well, ready to kick off our first discussion. Rather than any significant changes to the network's lineup or Faulkner's future with the channel, the move appears to be part of Fox News' efforts to enhance its broadcasting environment. Given Faulkner's high-profile position at the network, any changes to her role would have a notable impact on Fox News. As the host of the Faulkner Focus and co-host of Outnumbered, Faulkner has been a key figure in the network's daytime programming. Her hard-hitting interviews and news analysis have made her a respected voice in political journalism, and any shift in her position could signify broader changes at the network. The move to Studio B comes at a time when Fox News is actively realigning its programming to cater to shifting viewer preferences. In recent years, cable news networks have faced increased competition from digital platforms and streaming services, forcing them to evolve their content and delivery methods. At the moment, all signs point to Faulkner continuing her roles on the Faulkner Focus and Outnumbered. Still, the shift to Studio B highlights the ongoing evolution of Fox News, both in terms of its physical space and its programming strategy. It might be surprising that a simple statement by Jesse Waters would ignite speculations about Faulkner leaving, but following the high-profile exits of other major Fox News personalities, we can see why the speculations began. Longtime Fox News host Tucker Carlson is parting ways with the network, his last day hosting Tucker Carlson Tonight. There have been departures like those of Megyn Kelly in 2017 and Shepard Smith in 2019, which set a precedent for speculation whenever a major Fox News figure became less visible or made vague comments about their future. So, I'll be leaving Fox News at the week's end. Recently, I asked the company to allow me to leave Fox News. The media industry is no stranger to these kinds of rumors, especially when they involve well-known personalities like Faulkner. With her prominence on the network, it's no surprise that people began to wonder if she would be the next to leave. However, unlike some of her peers, Faulkner has remained tight-lipped about the rumors, neither confirming nor denying them directly. This silence has only fueled more speculation, as some viewers and insiders interpret it as a sign that she might be considering her options. Harris Faulkner's career at Fox News has been nothing short of remarkable. Since joining the network in 2005, she has risen to become one of its most respected and recognizable faces. With her journalistic expertise, Faulkner has covered some of the most significant political and national events of the past 2 decades. Her ability to deliver news with both authority and grace has earned her numerous accolades, including 6 Emmy Awards. Faulkner's rise to prominence began with her role on Outnumbered, where she showcased her sharp interviewing skills and ability to hold her own in fast-paced panel discussions. Her transition from Outnumbered to her own show, The Faulkner Focus, was a testament to her growing influence at Fox News. Among Faulkner's career highlights is her Peabody Award, a prestigious honor that recognizes excellence in journalism. This achievement, along with her many Emmy wins, cements her reputation as one of the top news anchors in the industry. Her ability to balance hard news with thoughtful commentary has made her a trusted voice for millions of viewers. Prince Harry was born on September 15, 1984, at exactly 4:20 p.m. British summertime in the Lindo wing of St Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. He is the second child of Charles, Prince of Wales, who later became King Charles III, and his first wife, Diana, Princess of Wales. At the time of his birth, his grandmother Elizabeth II was the reigning queen. Harry was baptized Henry Charles Albert David on December 21, 1984, at St George's Chapel in Windsor Castle by Robert Runcie, the then Archbishop of Canterbury. His family, friends, and the public have always called him Harry, and his brother William often called him Harold. Harry and his older brother William grew up at Kensington Palace in London and at Highgrove House in Gloucestershire. Princess Diana, determined to make her children have some sort of normalcy in their royal upbringing, sought to give her sons a taste of the world beyond palace walls. She made sure they visited a variety of places, from Walt Disney World and McDonald's to AIDS clinics and homeless shelters. From a young age, Harry joined his parents on official trips, including their first overseas tour to Italy in 1985. He also traveled with them to Canada in 1991. In 1996, Harry's parents would sadly divorce, and just a year later his mother died in a car crash in Paris. She'd had a quite severe head injury, but she was very much still alive on the back seat, and those people that caused the accident, instead of helping, were taking photographs of her dying on the back seat. While he and William were staying with their father at Balmoral Castle, their father broke the news of their mother's death to them. At her funeral, Harry, then 12, walked behind the funeral procession with his father, brother, grandfather Prince Philip, and some other people. Harry and William inherited the majority of their mother's £12.9 million estate when they turned 30, with each brother receiving £10 million by 2014. They also received many of her personal belongings, such as her wedding dress, dresses, diamond tiaras, jewels, letters, and paintings. Additionally, they were given the original lyrics and score of "Candle in the Wind," performed by Elton John at Diana's funeral. Harry and his brother also shared an additional £4.9 million, which came to them as a trust fund from their grandmother, Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother, when they turned 21, and £8 million more when they turned 40. Since William will become king, he is expected to benefit from additional financial support, leaving Harry with the larger share of the Queen Mother's inheritance. As for his education, Prince Harry, like his father and brother, would follow the path of attending prestigious private schools. His early years of learning began at London's Jane Minors Nursery School and the pre-preparatory Wetherby School. From there, he moved on to Ludgrove School in Berkshire, setting the stage for his next big step. Harry's academic journey took a notable turn when he passed the entrance exams and was admitted to Eton College. During his time at Eton, Harry demonstrated talent as an artist, but it was in sport where he excelled in rugby and soccer on Eton's vast lake. This choice marked a departure from the family tradition of Gordonstown, a school attended by his grandfather, father, 2 uncles, and 2 cousins. Instead, Harry followed in his elder brother William's footsteps and adhered to a different family tradition, Eton College, which was also attended by his mother's father and her brother. After finishing school, Harry decided to take a gap year. During this time, he ventured to Australia, where he worked as a jackaroo on a cattle station, learning the ropes of ranch life. He also participated in a thrilling polo match between Young England and Young Australia. Harry didn't stop there. He traveled to Lesotho, where he made a big impact working with orphan children. His experiences there were captured in a moving documentary film titled The Forgotten Kingdom, Prince Harry in Lesotho. As part of his royal duties, Harry would serve in the military for a while. In 2006, it was announced that Harry's unit was scheduled to be deployed in Iraq the following year. Then, in October of that same year, Harry completed the troop leader's course and returned to his regiment in Windsor, where he was given command of a troop consisting of 11 soldiers and 4 scimitar reconnaissance vehicles. On February 22, 2007, the Ministry of Defense and Clarence House announced that Harry would be deployed to Iraq with his regiment as part of the 1st Mechanized Brigade of the 3rd Mechanized Division. The Palace and Ministry of Defense agreed with the media on more open, managed press access to Harry's tour of Afghanistan. Harry supported this decision, even stating that he would leave the army if he was ordered to stay behind while his regiment went to fight. Harry would go on to also serve in Afghanistan in 2012, and he would later reveal in his 2023 memoir Spare that he flew on 6 missions that resulted in him killing 25 Taliban members. Harry also wrote about how he had been trained to see enemy casualties not as individuals but as chess pieces taken off the board. He explained that the number of casualties didn't bring him any satisfaction or shame. After Harry's comments were published, Pen Farthing, a former Royal Marines commando and founder of the No Dogs charity, was evacuated from Kabul on January 6, 2023. This move was made to protect him from potential revenge attacks. Harry's statement sparked strong reactions from both Taliban members and British politicians and military figures. After leaving military service, Harry decided to focus on his royal duties. At the age of 21, he was appointed as a Councillor of State and began his duties in this role. On January 6, 2009, the Queen gave Harry and William their own royal household. Before this, their affairs were managed by their father's office at Clarence House in London. The new household announced that they had set up their own office at nearby St James's Palace to manage their public, military, and charitable work. As part of his charity work, Harry led an official trip to Belize in March of 2002 as part of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee celebrations. He then travelled to the Bahamas and Jamaica, where Jamaican Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller was considering making Jamaica a republic. Harry also visited Brazil for the Great Campaign. To join in the celebrations, he played the tambourine and appeared in the music video for the song Sing, which was released in May 2012 to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee. Prince Harry took the stage at the London production of Hamilton and left fans wanting more. As his royal tour continued, Harry would also make an official visit to the United States. The trip focused on supporting injured American and UK troops, promoting his charities, and advancing British interests. His visit included stops in Washington, D.C., Colorado, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. In New Jersey, he met survivors of Hurricane Sandy. In October 2013, Harry took his first official tour of Australia, where he attended the International Fleet Review at Sydney Harbour and visited the Australian SAS headquarters in Perth. In May of the following year, Harry travelled to Estonia and Italy. In Estonia, he visited Freedom Square in Tallinn to honour fallen Estonian soldiers, attended a reception at the Estonian Parliament, and took part in a military exercise. While he was in Italy, he commemorated the 70th anniversary of the battles at Monte Cassino, where Polish, Commonwealth, and British troops fought. On November 6, 2014, to honour fallen heroes, Harry opened the Field of Remembrance at Westminster Abbey, a role usually carried out by Prince Philip. Harry was also passionate about charity work, just like his mother, Princess Diana, was, and it can be seen from his support for numerous charity organisations. In 2006, Harry visited the Manse Children's Home in Lesotho.